Hey guys, if you can't already tell, I have a new camera. Thank you, Alyssa. It is a GoPro Hero 7 Silver. She got a pretty good deal on it, so she got it for my birthday. I'm now 24 years old. I'm pretty excited about it. May not be the best camera because of the wide angle for in here, but my other camera's dead currently and is charging, and I wanted to film a video. So, aside from that, if you haven't seen a video in a while, that is because we're currently trying to buy a house, as well as I hurt my knee, as well as it was my birthday, and we work full-time jobs. I'm sorry for our words. Other than that, if you are new to the channel, basically what I do is if I see a sport and I want to try it, I then try it, or challenge, one or the other, and then I take some time, try to learn it, and try to become as proficient as I can, and then kind of review it, go over my preferences, and see if that's a sport that I might continue doing or not. But currently we're going over the scooter. This is kind of like a halfway point. I haven't learned everything yet. If you've seen some of my videos of me riding, you know that I haven't learned everything yet. But this is kind of like a halfway point check-in for how it's going. First off, do I like the sport? Yeah, I like it a lot. Actually, like, I remember when I was a little kid, and I didn't know that this was actually a sport, but I remember having a little razor scooter, and I was jumping around on it, and I was like, man, I wish this was like as popular as like skateboarding. And apparently it was, and I had no idea. But like, I really had no idea. The only thing that I remember from scootering was this little like Starburst commercial, and the girl was like trying to make the guy change like the flavor changing Starburst, and he was like, "You're a dreamer, Annie." And just a little bunny hop, he goes, "Streets." That was the only thing that I remember from scootering, and I didn't think it was an actual sport. But one of the things that draws me into trying out a new sport is if someone is really passionate about it, or two, if it starts catching on and becoming really popular, then I'll look at it and I'll be like, okay, I have to try it. I have to know if it's easy, I have to know if it's hard, I have to try it, become good at it, we'll see. So I actually saw a bunch of videos on YouTube and California, and people were riding these things all around, and they were doing all kinds of tricks that looked more like BMX tricks to me. And I was like, that'd probably be easier than BMX, let me give that a shot because maybe I'll like it. And what I really liked about it was there's a lot of people, and it seemed like they knew they were the odd ones in the bunch in the videos, and they just totally embraced it and went on scooting away and had a lot of fun. And I got a little jealous. I was like, I want to have fun, so I wanted to try it, picked it up. I got the I think it's a Tanner Fox Squawkzilla colored scooter deck, as well as his wheels. I got a different fork. It is a Huracan HIC fork and a STS clamp, and then a Lucky Pro bar. Really, my only complaints about it, I wish the wheels are a little bit bigger. I think these are 110, and I want them to be maybe like 120. I want a little bit of a bigger wheel. I think maybe it'll roll a little bit faster, give me a little bit more clearance maybe off the ground. I want a bigger deck. I got this deck because I was thinking, all right, it's a smaller deck, so maybe it'll be able to spin quicker when trying to learn like a tail whip. And because of the, I want to say head tube, is mounted right at the end of the deck, it still might give me a decent amount of foot space. So that was my thoughts when I got this, but still just a tad small. So I think I want to get a wider deck and a longer deck and see what I think about that, as well as maybe bigger wheel, lighter bar, probably aluminum, and then an IHC fork. I really want to try out that setup and see what I like. Just because this is a little bit small and a bit heavy. But that's my only like preference thing with this sport. Aside from that, I really like it. I think there's been a lot of times where I was like, this looks easy, I'm gonna give this a shot, and no, it never ends up being easy. It always ends up being kind of hard. I will say jumping up onto things is a little bit easier because of the bar, but I'm not used to having a bar. I'm definitely not used to steering with one. I'm used to riding more of a longboard kind of thing. So yeah, this is kind of like a little halfway point. I still want to learn a tail whip. I want to do some longer grinds, and I want to try out that new setup and just kind of experiment with different parts and see what's. Sorry, I yawned. I have tea because I don't want to get sick, and everyone around me is getting sick. All right, so try to experiment with different parts and see what I think about that, and then I'll probably move on to a different sport. Whenever I do change sports, I never stop doing the other sport. You may not see as much filming about that sport, just because it's kind of hard to transition from one sport to another sport to another sport to another sport really, really quickly and still be good. You kind of need to take some time and adjust to the board or scooter or bike that you're riding in order to be comfortable on it. So I know, like, even today I had a longboard out and I had a scooter out, and it was kind of hard to go from one to the other and be good at it or look like I knew what I was doing, because I was way more adjusted to the scooter, so it was just kind of awkward. So when I am learning a new sport, you'll probably see more filming about that sport. But so far, I can say I do really like the scooter sport. I think it's pretty neat. I want to try out that new setup, see what I think. When I was growing up, I liked shows like Rocket Power and a Disney Channel movie like Johnny Tsunami. Basically, he went out and he had to learn different sports because he went to a different area, and he was just good at every sport. So I've never been the kind of person to turn down one sport or say like that was stupid. I always was like, okay, cool, you can do a trick on that, sweet, I want to try. So this channel is basically about me doing challenges and trying to figure out how to do all these different sports that I want to do. I have a big list of sports, challenges, and hobbies and interests that I want to try. And if there's something that you're passionate about doing, put it in the comments. I want to see it and I want to give it a shot. That is all. Alright, you guys, have a good one. Hope you like the camera. I don't know